Hey guys, what's up? This is Akash. I wanted to do this video because a lot of people have been going in a slump during this lockdown phase. If you're one of those people who have been binge watching a lot of TV shows and want to have this will to actually get productive, but you have not been able to, then here's a few techniques that I followed when I was in the same slump. So number one is fix your sleep cycle. You probably tried this before itself, but you were not able to actually fix it properly the way you wanted to. I get it, it's a lot of hard work because I've been doing this myself. I used to sleep late, like at 4 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning. That was my time when I used to go to sleep, and that was so messed up. And I know it's not easy to actually just fix your sleep cycle in a day or two's time and stuff, but it's a continuous effort. So that's why I'll just give you a few techniques that you can use to actually fix your sleep cycle. Number one is wake up early. Now that's got to be the most dumbest advice you ever heard, right? But that's not what I meant by wake up early. By waking up early, I mean that even if you sleep at like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the night, just make sure you put an alarm in the morning, say at 8 o'clock, and wake up at that time. Force yourself to get up, just for one day at least. Just force yourself to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and do not go back to sleep for the entire day. For the entire duration of the day, do not go back to sleep. You may feel very sleepy at one point of time and you may feel the need to sleep, but force yourself to not do it. Make sure you engage yourself in many activities so that you don't fall asleep. Don't watch TVs or anything. Instead, focus on something like take a walk. Just make sure you don't sleep the entire day. Okay, just force yourself to stay awake through the entire day. An alternative to this is actually if you are not able to wake up in the morning, then don't sleep the entire night. Okay, I wouldn't suggest this, but if you are not able to wake up in the morning, just don't sleep the entire night for one day, where you just make sure that you do not go back to sleep at any point of time in the day also. Okay, but automatically you'll feel really tired by night time. By 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock itself, you'll feel really tired. At that point of time, just crash. Okay, and have an alarm in the morning, wake up early. By using this, you can actually fix your sleep cycle in like 1 or 2 days time itself. So try this out also, but it's very hard to actually stay awake through the entire day. So you'll have to do many activities just to make sure that you are stay active throughout the day. Getting out of bed is actually the hardest part. I understand, your bed is really comfortable and you do not want to get out of bed. Even with your alarms and everything running around, you just don't feel the need to actually wake up. You will try to snooze the alarm. In the end, you will just end up being late and you'll feel unproductive, you'll feel lazy. Everything will just come as a side result of that. To avoid this, what I would recommend is keep a bottle of water next to your bed. The first time you open your eyes, right, force yourself to drink that water. Force yourself to drink that entire bottle of water. Okay, and then if you still feel sleepy, just go back to sleep. It's fine. But usually what happens is that after drinking that one entire bottle of water, you'll feel a bit more active. So you don't really have to go back to sleep. So don't force yourself to go back to sleep. Just if you feel that, okay, I'm not that sleepy anymore, just get out of bed. Other things that you can do is like you convince yourself that you can take a power nap in the middle of the day, say at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the evening. Like even if you feel that, okay, I have to get back to bed, just convince yourself that, okay, I can take a power nap sometime later in the day. Maybe in the afternoon or something, I can just take a power nap for like 1 hour and stuff so I can catch up with that sleep. You don't have to go back to sleep right away. So even that can actually have a psychological effect on your brain and make sure that you don't go back to sleep. Also, do not keep multiple alarms. When you keep multiple alarms, you have this tendency to snooze it and you have this tendency in your head that, okay, I'll wake up in the next alarm and you'll wake up in the next alarm. That keeps coming in your head. So multiple alarms usually doesn't work. Okay, only the last alarm would work. So it's always recommended to just keep one single alarm and wake up only for that alarm. The second technique that I would recommend, and this is the most important technique that I feel, it is having a morning routine. Having a morning routine is very crucial. So it does not matter at what time you wake up. Like even if you wake up at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock or even 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Even whatever time you wake up, just make sure you have a morning routine. A morning routine is just a series of steps that you have to follow every single day, which will have a huge impact on your productivity for the entire day. This is actually part of Mark Manson's theory, which is the do something theory. Okay, the do something theory. So what the do something theory is that once you wake up, you have to do a small set of activities. Okay, whatever those activities are, it'll have a huge impact for the rest of your day. That first routine that you do is actually a small win, which will be the building block for the rest of the entire day. The productivity will just keep building up through the entire day just because of that small thing that you did in the morning. It could be as simple as something like making your bed. Now, this is a very popular method that a lot of people follow all around the world. the Navy and the Army Corps everywhere actually does this, and it's been working out for them. But to be honest, like, making a bed may sound easy, but I'm not a person who's used to making my bed, so I don't really do that. I can't get into that habit. So you have to find something that actually works out for you. Your do something should be something that is personalized for you. It can be just simple things like, washing your face with cold water. Now, this is very effective. I've been doing this for a long time. Like, having a cold water shower in the morning has a huge burst in your productivity. It could be anything really. All you have to do is just do something. That's the theory. Just do something theory. So even if you make your own coffee or take out the garbage or anything like that, even these things will have a boost to your productivity. It's like the small things that will build up to a bigger one. A few of the most effective morning routines that I've seen is actually yoga, meditation, and workouts. So if you can crack these itself, you can have a pure productive day throughout the entire day. When I say yoga, it does not have to be some really complicated workouts or intense yoga stretches or anything. It could be just some breathing exercises. Like, you could check out this app called Wim Hof Breathing. It's available on the Play Store. It's a simple breathing technique that's been followed by Wim Hof himself. It's actually pretty effective, so do check it out. For meditation, you can also check out this app called Headspace, which also gives you a calm meditation space. So that could also help you out a lot. So the thing about productivity is that it's like a ripple effect, where you start with something small or however it is, and then it just spreads out. You start with a small task, and then the rest of the task becomes easier and easier. So that's the whole point of the do something rule, where you just do something small and then everything just leads on to becoming a better day. So everyone has this misconception that, inspiration comes first and then motivation, then comes to action. Like, they feel that only if you have inspiration, then you can be motivated towards your work. Only then you can actually take action for your work. But that's not the case. It's interrelated, that's for sure. But how it works is, it's a loop. Okay, you don't necessarily have to start from inspiration. It's not like inspiration leads to motivation leads to action. You don't necessarily have to be inspired all the time to take action for something. You can just start with an action and the rest of the things will actually come your way. That's why I said it's a loop, in which even if you stay motivated or whatever it is, the rest of the things will come on its own. So you just have to tackle any of these. You don't have to wait for you to get inspired or anything. Just take your action first, and then your inspiration and motivation will come along. Now, this do something principle actually applies everywhere, not just your morning routines or your productivity or anything. This do something can be applied in your work life or academic life or your entire personal life as well. Like, for example, if you have an essay to do, you usually think about what the essay has to be, right? Your introduction should be this, your content should be this, your ending should be this, etc., etc. You're just thinking that in your head. You're not actually taking action based on it. Instead, take a different approach to it. Just take action first. Don't get inspired or motivated or anything. Just take action first, in which you just open up your Excel sheet or your Word document or something and just start typing. Whatever you feel like, just start typing and then start erasing also. It's fine. Just have a draft copy first and just keep typing. That action will lead to motivation and inspiration to come along, and then this do something, this small task of just writing the first sentence or second sentence will have a ripple effect where the rest of the things will actually come along. So you will find yourself being more and more productive with this particular technique. The third technique that I would recommend is the Pomodoro technique. It's a pretty popular technique. I'm pretty sure a couple of you guys would have heard of it already. In this particular method, you just have to split your working hours or your productivity time into periods of 30 minutes. Okay, periods of 30 minutes. Each interval of 30 minutes is called Pomodoros. What you have to do in this 30 minutes interval is that the first 25 minutes you'll be working. Okay, you'll be only focused on work, and the rest 5 minutes you have to take a break. No matter even if you're in the middle of a work or something, you have to take a 5 minutes break, and that too exactly a 5 minutes break, not more than 5 minutes. So you need to have this discipline with you that, okay, I'm going to work for the first 25 minutes and then I'm going to take a 5 minutes break, and then I'll get back to work for the next 25 minutes and then take a 5 minutes break again. Right? So each of these intervals are called Pomodoros. So after like 4 Pomodoros, that's like after 2 hours of effective work, you can take like a half an hour break or 1 hour break. The reason why this method actually is very effective is because it creates a sense of urgency in you. Urgency in the sense, when you know that you can only get 25 minutes of work and you have to get it done within that time, you have this time constraint within yourself that you have to somehow get it done within that particular period of time. The reason why I would suggest this is because usually when you say that I have this entire day to finish this entire work off, you procrastinate a lot. You procrastinate saying that I have the entire day, so I can just do it some other time or something. It's a common observation that if you have, say, 1 day's time, then you will take the entire day to finish it. Similarly, for that same task, if you had 1 week time, you would actually end up taking the entire week to do that same job. That's why a sense of urgency is actually very important, so that you can keep hustling your way around a particular work. To use this technique, there are different apps also out there in the Play Store. You can just Google up Pomodoro technique and you can find different apps for it. So you can try to use this when you're actually working. so that it may try to have a good effect on your productivity. So I hope that you found these techniques to be useful, because these are just some small instances that you can use in your day-to-day life, and let me know if you use it, and let me know if it actually works out for you. I'll be dropping more content on productivity hacks and life hacks in a part 2 video of this, so that you can get more insights on how you can actually hack your productivity and stuff. Peace.